Welcome to Black Robe Chronicles, where we take a closer look at courtrooms across America, the cases, and the people. Like, share, subscribe. All rise.
All right, so the gang associate, you're just placing that on him based off of you feeling like he meets the gang associate.
Well, it's not my feeling, it's what the law says.
Right, but when did he become a gang associate, according to the law?
Again, there's no specific date that someone gets labeled a gang associate. When I learned that he was a gang associate is when I realized, that there's evidence of his involvement in this gang war. Somebody else might have known he was a gang associate prior to that or after that. There's no specific date that somebody gets labeled a gang associate.
All right, so before this murder, before June 2024, when did Alicia Andrews hang out with Sean Gathright?
According to her statement to me, there was some kind of gathering at his house that she went to some time ago.
All right, that's the only time that she was around Sean Gathright?
What she told me, yes.
All right.
Oh, and then obviously her hanging out with him throughout the weekend of the murder of Mr. Jones.
Right, so but before this weekend of this murder,
Yes,
you know of one incident where Alicia Andrews was around Sean Gathright.
from her statement, yes.
All right, and she told you that she went to his house with Isaiah Chance, correct?
Yes.
And she sat in the car?
No, specifically that she went to a gathering.
Yeah.
But then the sitting in the car was she may have been to his house other times and sat in the car at those times.
She said she went in and got a plate of food, right?
Something along those lines.
All right, and that was it, right?
Yes, something along those lines,
All right.
yes.
She's never, before this incident, spent any time with him away, out of town, correct?
From my knowledge, I can't speak to that.
All right, you don't have any text messages that prove that Alicia Andrews had conversations with Sean Gathright before this incident?
No, not that I can recall.
All right, they don't have any Instagram direct messages between each other?
Not that I got in for the time period that I pulled.
All right, and they don't have any photographs together?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right, they didn't go to school together?
Not that I'm aware of.
They don't know each other's parents?
I'm not aware of that.
All right. So other than going with Isaiah Chance to get a plate of food on one instance, you don't have any evidence at all that Alicia Andrews was hanging out with Sean Gathright?
Objection, Your Honor, on a statement of the witness's testimony.
Overall, go ahead.
Sean Gathright and Isaiah Chance are close friends for years now. So, and the defendant, Alicia Andrews, has been dating Isaiah Chance on and off for 4 years. So,
So you're assuming that because Alicia Andrews and Isaiah Chance are dating on and off, that she must have been around Sean Gathright at some point?
I'm not going to make that assumption, no.
Okay. Talk about Robert Howard again. Robert Howard was Charles Jones's one of his closest friends, correct?
That's my understanding.
All right. You don't have any other reason to understand anything different, right?
No.
And Robert Howard was affiliated with 6 Block, Charles Jones's affiliation, same affiliation.
That's my understanding, yes, sir.
And Robert Howard used to speak to Isaiah Chance on the phone, is that correct?
Yes.
They spoke to each other on the phone, even though they're in so-called rival gangs.
That's my understanding, yes.
They spoke to each other on the phone for hours at a time, even though they're on rival gangs, right?
My understanding, that's not an uncommon practice. Like, these guys talk to each other via Twitter Spaces and spend a lot of time on the phone talking to each other.
So well, if it's not uncommon, is there another example that you have of two rival gang members who speak to each other for
Okay, if there's one AI site builder you need to meet, it's this dope tech from Wix.
uncommon?
No, in this gang war, Mr. Howard himself and other people have told me that these specific gang members in these specific gangs talk to each other on Twitter Spaces, on FaceTime, often. That's my understanding of this specific gang war.
But you don't have another example of two individuals in rival gangs speaking to each other for hours on end.
Objection, asked and answered.
Sustained.
You also know that when Isaiah Chance and Robert Howard would speak on the phone for hours, that Isaiah Chance was using Alicia Andrews' phone to have these conversations.
I'm aware that there was a phone number mentioned by Robert Howard, something about his girlfriend put it into Cash App and it had the name Alicia. So I don't know that it was Alicia's phone or just a number that at some point was connected to a Cash App that had the name Alicia on it.
All right, so then let's go through that. Robert Howard, what you're testifying to is that Robert Howard was talking to somebody on a particular phone.